Scotland, and it's called I Don't Care.
Oh, yes, that's so good. I'll take off my
Okay, welcome everybody. We are going to get started. We are so much better when we show up for each other, and thank you, Tri-Cities, for showing up today. We thought over tea and some phone conversations just about a week ago, 3 women, myself and Gail and Shannon, that we might could get 200 or 300. We're looking out here today, people that know some crowds, and we're at about 1,000. We're going to have a welcoming ceremony about 15 minutes long, a song, and then we will break. And I would like to go ahead and get started. My name is Heidi Hill, and I'm here representing the Tri-City Democrats and my passion for saving health care. Shannon Hayes Truex is here, and she is an environmental educator, the business owner of the Labyrinth in a Bag, and a member of Community Unitarian Universalist Church. Gail Wild is a member of the Community Unitarian Universalist Church, as well as a member of the UU Buddhist Fellowship. And a week ago yesterday, my friend Shannon and I just hadn't seen each other in a while, and we were going to get together and have some tea. And as things like that go, organizing happens a lot in kitchens and living rooms, doesn't it?
Yes.
And she had already talked to her friend Gail, and Shannon had had an idea to do a labyrinth, which is a contemplative, meditative process, and you'll hear more about that. And I said, well, we had just really reorganized with the Democrats just 2 weeks ago today, and we are starting to really think about some kind of amazing things. And I said, well, what is your thought, Shannon, about if we do it as a sister march? And she graciously said yes, and we have this. And thank you to the Tri-City Democrats for sponsoring, and to Denomi Dage for, during that meeting when I was talking about it, she was back there creating the event. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Yes. And clearly, this kind of turnout is marching orders for something next, so stay tuned. A bit of housekeeping. There are bathrooms open over here, and we were in conversation with the city and the Richland Police, and for the march, when we break up after the ceremony, you'll have a choice of doing the labyrinth, which is right behind the stage here, and or doing the march. And the sidewalks are cleared all the way around here. You may choose to just stand with your sign. You may choose to do the march. But we did assure the city that we would stay within this area where we're not in the streets. We cannot be in the streets. Please, we promised. Okay? Yes. And also realize that there's going to be a lot of distracted drivers out there because, hello, this. So when you are crossing the street to get back to your car or such, please follow the rules. Be very, very careful. Also, we are a peaceable march. We understand there have been agitators in other communities. So to quote a friend we might all have heard of, if they go low, we go high. So. The Women's March began as a Facebook post the night of the election, and now it's a global phenomenon of epic proportions. Their vision says, we stand together in solidarity with our partners and children for the protection of our rights, our safety, our health, and our families, recognizing that our vibrant and diverse communities are the strength of our country. This morning at 9:30, I looked, there were 673 marches around the world. There was well over 2.5 million people that they were estimating. But let me just take a quick, raise your hand if you actually registered for this event. Okay, right? Most of us didn't know to do that. So that number is going to be really a lot higher. They had 500,000 people in D.C. today. Chicago was closed as a march and had to turn into a rally. It was so huge.
Awesome.
We had 10,000 in Olympia in our state. So there's been an unintended consequence of the last election, and it is this. Clarissa Pinkola Estes, an American poet, Jungian psychoanalyst, and post-trauma specialist, says, "Ours is a time of almost daily astonishment and often righteous rage over the latest degradations of what matters most to civilized visionary people. You are right in your assessments. The luster and hubris some have aspired to while endorsing acts so heinous against children, elders, everyday people, the poor, the unguarded, the helpless, is breathtaking. Yet I urge you to please not spend your spirit dry by bewailing these difficult times. Especially do not lose hope. Most particularly because the fact is that we were made for these times. Yes, for years we have been learning, practicing, been in training for, and just waiting to meet on this exact plane of engagement." And I'm now going to let Shannon Hayes Truex come to the mic.
Wow. Well, in response to the recent presidential campaign and election, many of you have brought your concerns here today. Our intention is for this gathering to be peaceful, unifying, empowering, and hopeful. Together we will walk and stand in solidarity with women and other marginalized groups of people. This gathering is an opportunity to express concern for a spectrum of issues, and I see them out before me on your signs. They include misogyny and racism and bigotry, the environment, healthcare, and human rights. As Heidi explained, our opening ceremony will be followed by opportunities to walk a labyrinth in the plaza and to stand in witness and solidarity along George Washington Way. Through these actions, we will make our voices heard not only in our community, but across the nation, across the world. Walking a labyrinth is prayerful action. It is a meditative or contemplative practice that helps people express an intention such as peace, unity, or healing. Unlike a maze, you can't get lost in a labyrinth. It has one winding path inward to the center, which is then followed outward. The labyrinth that Michael and I made this morning is in the shape of the gender symbol for women. However, the symbol not only represents gender, but also represents the feminine. And the feminine includes qualities in all of us. Okay? And these qualities include love, compassion, and concern for the rights of others. And the more we uphold and express qualities of the feminine, the more we will experience unity and the possibility for change. And now Gail.
Hello, so glad to see so many of you here. I want to start by thanking a woman named Denise who made these lovely hats and then just passed them out free. How great is that? Thank you, Denise. And I also want to say that I'm really relating to this sign over here. I can't believe I still have to protest this because I'm from the 70s. I walked to pass the ERA in this state. I walked against the war in Vietnam. I did a lot of activism back in those days, and seriously. But I'm so glad we're here and we're all here together because this has to keep going on. I'm using the mic, aren't I? Can anybody hear me now? Can you hear me now? Oh, you're always short people. Anyway, I'm here to read something from a feminist activist from the 70s, a wonderful artist named Judy Chicago. And she had this to say. And then all of what has divided us will merge. And then compassion will be wedded to power. And then softness will come to a world that is often harsh and unkind. And then both women and men will be gentle. And then both men and women will be strong. And then no other person will be subject to another's will. And then all will be rich and varied. And then all will share equally in the earth's abundance. And then all will care for the sick and the weak and the old. And then all will nourish the young. And then all will cherish life's creatures. And then all will live in harmony with each other and the earth. And then everywhere will be called Eden once again. Thanks for being here.
Everybody here knows women that they wish, and men, that they wish were here with them today. Maybe they had travel plans that they couldn't go. I know a lot of you are here because you couldn't get to the bigger cities that you had other plans for. But I want you to think of some of those people now. I would think of my grandmother, my father's mother, Blanche, who was born in 1890 to a polygamous family, who refused to marry very courageously until into her mid-20s because she wanted to work long enough to buy a piano. She did that and then raised 12 children in a home that had music. And I would name my grandmother Lucille. She was a very creative woman who lived a rather frustrating life out on a cattle ranch in Idaho, and who told me near the end of her life to live my dreams on purpose. So I want you to think of some of those people in your own life. And I have the benefit of a mic, but we have the benefit of each other and the people around us. So if you would please, in the next few seconds, I want you to raise up those names and shout those people out loud. And just listen to all of the women whose shoulders that we stand on. They may also be heroes of yours. So please, start naming some of the men and the women who are who you are and why you're here today. Thank you. We are all better for remembering those names. And now we are going to have the Community Unitarian Universalist Church give a quick, lovely performance. Woo! Woo!
I might go and meet Jennifer. It's easy to find. I stay here. I just texted her
Circle round for freedom. Circle round for peace. For all of us in prison. Circle for release. Circle for freedom, circle round for peace, for all of us in prison, circle for release, circle for the planet, circle for each soul, for the children of our children, keep the circle whole.
Carrie Chapman Catt was served as the president of the National American Women's Suffrage Association and then founded the League of Women Voters. Excuse me. He says, to the wrongs that need resistance, to the right that needs assistance, to the future in the distance, give yourselves. We were made for these times. Go give yourselves to the labyrinth or to the streets and show up for the Tri-Cities. Thank you very, very much. So it's easier to reach George Washington Way if we start to take this mass of wonderful people that way along the sidewalk. There's a corner up there that you can access if you don't want to go bushwhacking through the snow. Same thing by going back probably the way most of you came in. If you want to catch Jadwin and be going and doing the march, you are welcome to march around. You are welcome to stand. Choose what you'd like to do.
Hurry up, hurry up.